Whoa, this looks kind of cool, but it's all yellow. Who's making this cool rainbow? Yeah? I like that. I like this font. There's 9, yes. Does. Yeah, tone is what the author feels about the subject, right? His or her opinion. Soap stone. Oh, somebody didn't watch their video. Nor did they pay attention to the first 6 minutes of class. Check the presentation or watch the video. I'll come over there in 2 seconds and we'll itemize those. What, Buggy and girls? What's going on here? It looks cool, I just don't see a whole lot of communication. Don't do anything? What? Are we on strike? Sit! No, you can't stand up until this is done, so you'll be sitting a long time. He's moving his back. Right. Must we always have that collaborative tone? We know we're working on Now, colors don't necessarily mean you're awesome, but if we start looking at our documents on the screen, we can definitely see which groups we should say are working well collaboratively, be it virtually or just in front of each other, and which of you mutes or not getting a whole lot done. Some of you guys are looking pretty cool up here, making a lot of sense. This group has changed one box to a darker blue, which makes it now illegible. This has got some serious organization going on here. It already is starting to make sense. I see my different elements of soapstone, and I can guarantee you we'll have the different boxes matching up with the different elements. It just makes sense. You don't have to do it this way. You could segment the drawing and have this section be this and this section be that. It could be like a Venn diagram. It could be a flow chart. Who's doing a flow chart? We start with the S, and then we go to the O, and then we go to the A. Flow chart. You know? Well, like in a graphic organizer, we can see how things start at the beginning, like in sequence. So an arrow would go from the first S, O, A, and we can read the soapstone in the order of the boxes. We gotta do it, you know, this is creative, but there's lots of different ways to achieve the same goal. You have to change figurative language. No, thank you. Just actually look at that. I get 114. It's not mine. Poetry now? Ooh, look at that. So we're working on two things, you know, yeah, we're working on some collaborative stuff. But ultimately, that justification is the final issue. And this lovely organization is only to let your viewers understand where things are, how you categorize your different elements of the poetry analysis, and where these different findings are. We're going to ask you, why do you think that's an example of alliteration, Tom? Why? Why? And you'll tell us in your justification. Some of those are okay. How you do what? No. Like two monologues they can no, let's get creative. Can you make it two colors? Or if you have the same information, like you have a purple pen, maybe? Would it should be a theme, Mr. Roy? What's that?
I do that.
Should have another S for your subject. That's probably our subject.
No, it's not. It was subject. It was still getting the mess together. And you could change it.
Just do subjects.
How do you know I'm not outsourcing these videos? I'm having them made in India. You can outsource all sorts of things. Yes, that second S in the soapstone is our subject. The big ideas. Big ideas.
I'm gonna organize it.
Sorry, I didn't need to.
How are we doing for time here?
Can we make a slide bigger? See? It looks fun. I think like figurative language will be engineering style, right? Like alliteration. That's because it's different.
Alliteration will be example of, yeah.
And then spells out soapstone.
Stone.
It is order.
You can't read.
Screaming at each other. Are you even in the same group?
We are.
Yeah, I don't know what.
They're shouting at me. What's A? So kind of.
Read beautiful.
Insert society's women on chains. Occasionally, what was happening in the poem when it took place? Not setting. So, like, for example, is we write a poem about or memories of the first day of school, first day of having a conversation with someone that you really admire, that is a conversation between two people. Well, the justification, your oral justification is going to explain why you put things. So yeah, you can partially write that, of course. It's going to be on this. You're going to record your image with your screencast. Hey, T Money, what's up with the orange section of your guys over there? What's up?
It's narrative style.
Cool. Narrative style, maybe, yeah. Okay. Some of that, I don't disagree with that. Sam Dog. Boggy. Anya. Sonia. What's this, aqua blue here? What's this? What's this guy? What's that? Uh-huh. What section does that go in? Or what elements are? Alright, I was just curious why you made it blue. What does this blue mean?
No, we're just...
And you can't just start making them colors because they could all be in different... What happens if diction goes with this? What is this stuff here? What are all these? Alright, I'll ask that one again. What element of soapstone, or is this male bee, female bee, going all the way down to women stuff? What does that belong to? These ones which are moving right now, yeah, these. Anybody in that group, just jump in. You're not there? Do we have our list of the actual elements in front of us? Subject, tone, organization. So these colors should match up to those, right? So our speaker is like our character. Let's start with speaker. Which one of these could we match up like with the character in the story or the poem? There you go. So, alright, maybe these don't go with that. Let's just put these on the side for now. So now we can all agree that our speaker will be this sort of mauve-ish color right here. Yeah? Anything else which would describe the character or the characters of the poem would also be speaker, and they might get that same color. It's completely up to you how you organize it, but don't forget we have to organize it based on those different sections.
I mean, it doesn't say like character, subject. It doesn't say that here. So should we just like
You
say
need
that
to
in
put it.
justification?
I need to know that. See, that's why I'm asking. I'm looking at it, and there's some sort of organization going on, but I don't know what the yellow ones go with, and I don't know what the blue ones go with. So you can, for example, I mean, you could put a larger box on there and say, you know, all this color is character, this is speaker. What's the problem? Whose is this? This is cool. It's looking much more organized there, guys. Before you didn't have much. Now, if you have noticed, some of the stuff on here is extremely, let's say some of it could be grade 4. Some of this is not. And so I purposely put a few words in here. I didn't expect every single one of us to know because it's definitely like grade 11, which you can handle. So you might have to do your little right-click Google search because a lot of you are labeling, I know it might be the same in Russian, but I don't know how, if we all know what entomology is. So, good. So that's the whole point. You can right-click and search. I want you to do that. It's part of the whole investigation process and inquiry. But if I see some colors up there and you're labeling them, it's like I can assume you know what satiric means, which is not the same thing as satire. And close, but how we use different words could have a large bearing on which category they go in. Subject, cool. I like that. Evidence. The study of bugs is evidence? Really?
What else?
Well, you know what? I asked you that. I could be completely wrong, but in your justification, it'll make sense. Cool. Some of this is making perfect good sense. Good. Some of this stuff is pretty close to each other. But we can smell which of these kind of look like an opinion and therefore might be tone. It might be like the message aspect. So some larger ideas which deal like with societal aspects and making a comment about things we agree or disagree with or we think are right or wrong. Those might be dealing with our message and purpose. Yeah, double S. Did you get any messages? Let us know our class is going to end probably in about 10 minutes here.
Mr. White,
We have 3 months after this one.
no, it's not going to description, but then people wait, that was the.
What is that?
I don't know.
Oh, baby.
We have a substitute now.
And that's what it is, right? Day in the life of who? Because that definitely applies to this poem. It is the description of the day in the life of who we are talking about here. So which one might that match up? Getting there.
Then you're not cool enough. Did you ever hear Mike say that? Yes.
Alright, so all this you feel deals with the speaker or subject? Alright, now here's a little bit of, we'll call it like maybe even critical apparatus. There's a technical thing on here. Some of this stuff is in quotations, which means it comes from the poem. And so, obviously, if I'm quoting from the poem, we can assume those are examples which we would match up with our literary devices' stylistic elements. So, what does it mean to laud something? And if I'm not mistaken, how come no one's mentioned that's one of our vocab words?
I did.
Oh, thank you. Yay! So, loved and lauded is an example of a figure, some sort of stylistic element. Fine.
Wouldn't it also be like the subject of the poem, like
if it is the subject, well, it would be part of it, wouldn't it? Yeah, because we have both elements. But if it's quoted, it could. A lot of good. I think what you're trying to say is a lot of this could go in different sections. It could. I'll go ahead and tell you now that love and lauded thing is an example of one of the literary devices. So going back to your group over there with the subject, hive is the home. Not bad. Huh? Stylistic elements. There's a double S in there. I know it's strange. I think we, had some spelling issues with our soapstones, and we added another S because it does make sense.